Like, you need a close spawn, and they need to kind of not know what's going on to get damage nowadays. I would say, by the way, just based on the way that this game opened, and the fact that he did like a 9 racks with a depot first, and he got 2 drones, I would actually put this as Rush maybe a slight advantage, you know?
Yeah, just a little bit, a couple percentage points. So he gets a scout again. You know, it's so painful when these links get in your base. You're really never supposed to let this happen as Terran. You know, so the fact that that's happened twice in 3 of the games we've had is kind of wild. In this game, oh, that hatchery's so tucked away.
Ooh, that's sneaky.
Yeah.
That's sneaky.
I actually, for a second, I was like thinking it's like 1999. I'm like, what is that? Is that the Observer's Command Center floating over there? Like, what is this? So he's hit a hatchery in just such a hard to spot location in the main. You know, Artosis was talking about how droppable this map is. And it's droppable because your main is huge. But it also means you can hide stuff in your main. That's kind of a unique thing I've never really thought of with Zerg here.
Yeah.
And, you know, Zerg have a hard time hiding stuff in general because they can only build on creep. It's not like StarCraft 2 where you pave the whole map with creep. So in order to hide something effectively, you have to, like, hide a hatchery somewhere, which is already awkward because it's a huge, expensive building. The creep takes up a certain amount of space, so you're almost hiding something the size of a scanner. But in a game like this, you could actually keep a hatchery hidden back there, and the Terran might never really scan and see tech there, and therefore could misread what kind of game they're actually in.
And Sulky's known for hiding bases very well, so this can really throw you off. I think he's going to put an evolution chamber down here, if I had to guess. By the way, this would be a perfect opportunity for Rush's +1 armor build. And also, yeah, there's the evolution chamber. Also, he's gone for 5 racks. 5 racks is a big commitment to this. This is very exciting.
Yeah, you're going to be powering.
I'm going to say, I think he's going +1 armor here. This, to me, looks like a perfect opportunity for Rush's +1 armor build, but I don't want to oversell it because I'm still not 100% sure on this. I don't think anyone is.
I really like this for Rush right now. I think you're probably right. This could be the armor build. We'll see. You know, he didn't. In my memory, he only did it once in a series we casted. And
that's right.
I
ones
saw
that we've casted.
it once.
Yeah, I've seen him do it more times since then. Not a ton of times.
Okay.
But he does it enough that I'm interested. It gets mixed in occasionally. We'll see soon enough. Like +1's going to finish relatively soon here. You can see that like the Observer was holding the selection on the Marine there for a minute. Now Sulky flies in. He's going to see, holy crap, it's 5 racks. That's a big, big commitment. He's making Sunkens. Are the Sunkens going to be ready in time? Yeah,
I think
they
he's
are.
Okay,
so
that looks pretty good.
Sulky's gaining a good advantage right this second. Like, if you're killing SCVs and they're walking towards a sunken line, they can't bust. Okay, it is +1 attack, so enough talk about that +1 armor stuff.
All right, well, sorry, everybody. We led you astray there. Okay, so he's going to dive in here. No, this should not work. He's even going to have the drones up here in the front.
Yeah.
Look like the drones are going to repair the sunk for a second. This has gone horribly wrong for Rush.
Yeah. He knew that
really
he was screwed
suffering
there.
No losses, by the way. Yeah. I mean, you're happy to throw sunks down if they're going to feed you Marines with it.
100%.
So this is a pretty catastrophic mid-game situation, and we already know that Sulky is probably the strongest mid-game ZVT player in the world. And he's just continuing to abuse the SCVs here. This may be a depressing ending here in Game 3.
This game's super over. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty done, man.
Like
he's just continuing to lose workers.
It can take a while to finish this out, but the disadvantage for Rush is immense. If you sacrifice Marine Medic for Sunkens and you don't bust them, you're really, really screwed. And then you put on top of this, Sulky's been killing SCVs the entire time with a tiny amount of mutas. It's terrible. If this was a ladder game, I would leave this instantly. It wouldn't make sense to keep going. This is not a position anyone should be winning against anyone close to their level.
But, you know, in games like this, they may just stay in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's because it's an ASL. Like, you may never get this far again. I guess Rush probably would, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's such a big match. It's like, well, I'm going to try my hardest to fight this out. And as far as his read goes, Zerg doesn't have a third base, but the sheer amount of SCVs that have been killed, it's been like 2 minutes of this right now.
His economy is so unbelievably weak. It is so weak. Dude, Sulky can do anything here. I will be honest with you.
Is he going to go Guardians?
Yeah. That's what I was
I think that
he should go Guardians. He's had a peek on the inside. There's no anti-Guardian tech. He can just kill him with Guardians. The thing is, he's preparing for Crazy Zerg. You know. And he doesn't even need to do it. He should honestly just make a Greater Spire and just attack move. And, you know, what is there? 1 starport being made? 1 starport can't stop Crazy Zerg. I mean, it can't. It doesn't stop anything. You know? It's like you want 1 starport. You only do that when you're behind or you're playing against lurkers. Oof.
Yeah, so we're waiting for that Greater Spire to start.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to.
He's going to get Ultros Cavern here? Never mind. Oh, I see what you're saying when you're talking about Crazy Zerg. Okay, that's funny. So it's just like a 2-base Crazy Zerg?
Yeah, which is still surprisingly strong. And especially in a game like this. In a game like this, it's like you're never going to have the Marine medic count that you need to stop this. Because the thing is as well, like he's going to hit +2 carapace way ahead of Rush is going to hit +2 attack. That's the funny thing about these +1 builds. They're actually weak to Crazy Zerg in a way. Because you have to hit a bust timing. Because your starports and thus your science facility are a lot later with this build. So Zerg will have their +1 carapace after your +1 attack, but they'll have their +2 carapace before your +2 attack.
So, I mean, from here, what exactly does Terran want to do? Is there like a plan where you maybe just like don't overextend into like, you know, the Crackling Ultra, and you like take a third in camp, or what?
Well, you just have to really, really mass up your Marines and medics, and the only 2 options are to bust and to expand. That's completely it. So does he think there's a better chance he can bust through everything? Or does he think that there's a better chance that he can expand and just maintain enough Marines and medics that the Ultras can't kill him? And your guess is as good as mine, Tasteless. He's taken so much damage from Sulky, nothing feels good. Nothing feels right.
Right. Well, it's kind of a slow game at this phase. You know, he hasn't managed to push out very far. He's got a ridiculous amount of Marines here. And one of the latest third bases you'd ever see in a ZVT here, about 12 minutes and 30 seconds. He's going to finally take that. The vessels came out a lot slower because this was 5 racks play. Just kind of a funny-looking ZVT, Artosis.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's really well executed by Sulky, like hiding that, and look, he's going just mass Marines. I can't fault the way that Rush is playing it, because, you know, you look at like the theory behind ranged units versus melee units. If your ball gets big enough, you should be able to win. The problem is probably going to end up being, like, Sulky I don't think will do a stupid attack, even though he's really far ahead. He'll probably just make a Defiler Mound. And once, if you have, like, this ball that you're making against the Ultras, well, Darkstorm's good against it, but Plague is hilarious. You Plague it, and you hit, like, 50 units, and they all go to 1 health, and Zerg just crushes your face.
He's going to come back in here again, start to beat down these SCVs. I don't know if the vessel is going to be... Yeah, it's not in range to get an irradiate off here.
Of course, Rush can't do anything until he has +2 attack as well. Because he knows that +2 armor should be finished for Sulky first. And there you have it. Is. Yep, he has it. He has chitinous plating as well as +2, and I think he has ultra speed as well. Rush, I don't think, can move from that pizza slice. Like, you have to be so careful right now. The thing is, he has to do something before Defilers, because Defilers will just end the game. Okay, He's got his +2, so there's not going to really be a better time, I don't think. Does he have a big enough group that he can kill a giant amount of very upgraded Ultras, Ling? And what you're looking to do, by the way, here is you run your Ultraling away from the Bio Army. He's actually in a bad location. Like, Rush could maybe trap some of those units there.
Yeah, he could hit from both sides.
Yeah, but what you want to do is flank. When they hit the Sunkens, you flank, and that's what kills the army. Because if it just stands and fights, they do okay. Huh?
What's so painful is that all these Sunks are still here from earlier.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, they weren't all wiped out, so it's like the defenses are already kind of pre-made.
Dude,
he's going to have like the hold position Ultras here in the front.
His D-Matrix Marines are in the middle of the pack. Okay, he moves one to the side for the flank, so that's good. That's good at least. But the one in the middle is like hilariously bad. Sulky needs to flank. And, well, here it comes, but, I mean, Rush. Sulky's flank is, where is it? What is going on?
What is he doing?
Yeah, what is he doing?
What am I looking at? This is insane.
Yeah.
Where are those Ultras that were supposed to be behind him?
Oh, there they are.
Must be like a bad hockey. They're coming up now.
Like, I think what he did was he killed some reinforcements, maybe, but, like, really you just have to flank this army. It looks like he might just hold it anyways. But that was, like, very poor execution.
That was pretty sloppy,
Sulky.
Actually, from Sulky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, though.
Tell you what, Artosis, this Zerg is crazy.
It's crazy tasteless.
It's crazy. Wow.
Oh, I should get some royalties, and he's using the strategy that I named.
That's insane just how much the Zerg can kind of tank in what looked like an unstoppable wave, like a tidal wave, like a tsunami of Marines and medics.
Yeah. Nothing left here for us. He'll GG. There's really no point in staying in the game at this point. Sulky's even taking a 4th base. Sulky going to be leading 2-1. And, you know, Rush got that first win with a great Vulture run by, but
how's going?
These next 2 games, like, Sulky's showing his actual level. It's like, oh, you didn't kill all my drones at the beginning of the game? LOL. This is going to be easy.
Yeah, these Sunks are going to finish up here. No medics, which means no shot at the Marines ever fighting this off. Probably the least hype of the games we've had here tonight for these guys. Kind of a funny, slow, developing game, but I think Sulky really kind of played it out perfectly with the Hidden Hatchery, teching into this. Too bad to see that really early attack from Rush fall on its face so hard, and then the Mutas just wiped the SCVs out in huge amounts.
That was huge, yeah. Honestly, like, we saw Nada do it against Larva, but I think in a situation like this, nukes are... This is, like, the only situation I think nukes are actually maybe good in. But,
yeah, I think you're right, where you nuke the...
you nuke the
sunken
Sunks.
colonies.
You sit with the unbeatable bio ball and you nuke the Sunks, and, you know, that's the idea, I guess. But, yeah, Sulky is actually being wasteful now. He knows there's no way to lose this, even throwing away all these Ultras in the worst way possible.
Yeah, that was pretty painful to watch. It's a funny thing where you almost like front load the tech, and then they can't quite attack you, and then you just fill in all the other expansions on the map later on.
Yeah.
And Terran was never able to actually expand themselves.
GG.
GG.
Well, that was a brutal game. That was a brutal game. He wasn't... If you want to play this game where you get the Mutas out of your base by attacking, which is what he was trying to do, you have to check how many Sunkens they have. You need to do like a mirroring technique. If they make a lot of Sunkens, you need a lot of turrets. It's as simple as that.
BTW,
if they make a lot of Sunkens, you make a lot of turrets. There's no other
and
option
content
because
creators in reasonable
they're defending.
prices.
You need to defend
so do you
because
want
they're
to
only
see some of
defending
my
like
work?
that is because they're going to attack you with their units. And they're not going to use their units on defense. In this case, the Mutas. So I think Rush made a critical error there, and Sulky just mangled him because of it. Put him through the wood chipper.
Just like in Fargo, man. Yeah, so what Artosis was saying here was like there is a technique we don't see used anymore where you get one ghost and you just point a nuke at this and hit it. you like D-Matrix the Ghost, and then that softens up the sunks, and then you try to bust that way. But I feel like the number of games I've counted like this, I can count on one hand.
Yeah.
Like that I've cast like this, excuse me. I mean, it's
If you're interested,
very
so
unusual
drop
for
me
me to
your
kinda see
Discord or
this.
Twitter or IG
it
here.
goes to show you, man, like sunken colonies, especially at an angle like this where, you know, there's a little bit of gridlock for the Marines trying to get through. It's crazy how strong they are, combined with the Ultras, with the armor. The Ultras are just so tanky.
They are so tanky. That's the most insane thing, is how much armor they actually get with that chitinous plating upgrade. They have so much health. Their DPS isn't half bad
Some have
either.
described it as crazy.
Yeah.
I've heard it used as even crazy how much they can tank. Anyways, guys, enough about Artosis' inventions. We're going to go into
Emily_.nova
commercial
here
break,
is
I
my
believe,
Discord
right?
username.
That was what, game
if
3?
you have
Yeah,
any
so
issue
we
to
got a
share
break
yours,
coming up, guys.
so you can send me a
And
friend
when we
request
return,
here.
we're going to go to map 4, and we're going to see if Rush can stabilize or if Sulky will be just closing this out.
이 에너지 드링크는 이것을 올리지 않아. 단백질이 들어있거든. 청량하게 마시는 단백질 에너지 드링크. 에너지가 담백해. 하식스 더프로.
너 너무 장문충이야. 짧게 해줘.
아니야. 반말을 하네 친구가.
안녕 챗 GTP야. 반가워. 내가 누구인지 맞춰볼래?
그럼 혹시 게임 좋아해?
e스포츠에서 활동하고 있어.
그러면 혹시 ASL에서 활동한 적 있어?
지금 활약 중이야. 8강까지 올라갔어.
8강까지 올라간 한국의 e스포츠 선수. 네가 지금 말한 조건에 딱 맞는 선수라면 아마 유영진 선수겠지?
오, 맞았어. 오, 잘 맞추네. 유영진은 어떤 선수야?
유영진 선수라면 워낙 안정적인 플레이 스타일로 유명하지. 멀티태스킹도 뛰어나고 전략적인 운영으로 상대를 압박하는 스타일이야.
너 정말 똑똑하네. 똑 부러지는 친구였구나. 그럼 단점은?
굳이 단점을 꼽자면 가끔 보수적인 플레이 스타일이 예상 가능해질 때가 있다는 거야.
진짜 똑똑하네. 그러면은 김민철 상대로 확정이 됐는데 어떻게 해야 될까?
저그 상대라면 일단 초반에 흔들리지 않는 빌드 선택이 중요해.
그럼 혹시 궁금한 게 있는데 그럼 7판 중에 8배럭 몇 판 할까?
상대방의 성향이나 맵에 따라 달라질 수 있어.
그래도 말해줄래?
한두 판 정도.
We have returned, everybody. This TVZ continues on. Sulky versus Rush. Rush putting up a good fight. I mean, game 1 giving, I think, everybody who's rooting for him a lot of hope. But Sulky is just there with this very, very, almost supercomputer-like way of approaching the matchup. I mean, making it as hard as possible for the Terran. This guy lays so many more strategic landmines than any other Zerg vs. Terran player I've ever seen.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone better at that. I think you're quite right. It's like shine plus perfect mechanics or something. It's insane. Just
yeah, it's
great,
funny
great play.
You know, you look at like some of these players like Action or Hero, and they're very good at what we know ZVT to be, but it's almost like Sulky keeps changing the rules and making it more complicated to the point where it's so hard to even wade into mid game.
Yeah.
As the Terran. It's a tough one, man. Anyways, guys, we're going to Deja Vu. This is map 4 in a best of 7 with Sulky versus Rush.
No retreat, no control. We are fire in the soul.
All right, both players sharing the top. Sulky on the right, Rush on the left. And let's watch Sulky in these early few moments here. Is he going to do that overpull play again? We've been anticipating at least 1 or 2 hatchery first plays, but I mean, maybe there's a weird world where he just goes overpull every game.
Well, Dominator was a hatch first, right? And Rush did catch it with that 9 racks, but the 9 racks wasn't enough. He didn't. Well, I still think it was a slightly advantaged Rush opening, so that's nice. But you know, even if you catch his hatch first, he's very good at blocking everything.
Yeah, I'm hoping Rush can keep up and have some good plays here. It's just so tricky the way that Go ahead.
I do too. I want to see a good series, but I'll be honest with you. I really want Snow versus Sulky in round of 4. I just think that's such a good match. I would like to see that very much. I don't want to doom poor Rush here, but that would be. It's like light best. You can't think of a better matched Terran versus Protoss match, and then like Sulky Snow. I'm like, well, damn, they're just the 2 killers for those 2 races right now. Let's do it.
We've got a pretty crazy looking round of 4, to be honest. It's definitely one you can be excited about, and each of the players has got such a cool story behind them.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, this is the season that's basically the advent of Flash returning. I know we thought he was going to return in this season, and he's had wrist issues, but like, I mean, and look, you never know what life's going to throw your way. Maybe we do have another season without him. But, man, you know, if Sulky comes out on top and we've got Flash and Sulky, and we could have a finals of that next season, oh, our toast is going to be so sick.
Dude, like, if he comes back to ASL and just beats Sulky and wins, like, I mean, the amount of accolades we already give him as the greatest gamer ever across all games, which is accurate. It's 100% accurate. Like, the amount that it gets increased by so much, but we can't even describe it with words and stuff. It's getting stupid if he does that.
Well, no, we actually can describe it with words. This is one of the things I feel like I have to correct people on when they start to defend their game and their best player. And I'm like, I'm not saying this because I like StarCraft. Okay, I'm saying this because of the actual results that Flash has delivered, which is what you can't deny here with this. This game's been out longer than every other game to it. So I mean, there's just so many more games that are still in their infancy. This game's over a quarter of a century old. And he's been doing that well. Now, I think people have been reluctant to start to give Sulky a lot of those accolades, by the way. And it's only because Flash hasn't been in the tournament. And this may be the 4th season that Sulky wins. I mean, we'll see. Who knows? Maybe Rush closes this out today. I don't know. But that is going to be the moment, like, if Sulky takes him there, we can't start, being, internet forum people that just try to prove their point by arguing about it. I'm like, no, we have these tournaments for a reason, and the results matter,
Yeah, for sure.
And the same is true of if Flash comes back and kills him there.
Well, right now, this is just pretty normal play from both sides. It is a double barracks opener here from Rush, so it's probably a 2-racks Academy Rush. Yeah, that looks like exactly what it's going to be. Just started his Academy there in the main, and, it's... The build is not that popular right now because basically you sit outside the front with speedlings, and let's say they walk out with their Marine medic. They either zone the speedlings to stay out of their base and miss the timing to force Sunkens, or the Sunkens get forced and the speedlings counterattack. And the speedling counterattack is almost always more impactful than the 2 Sunkens made.
Yeah.
I just barely saved everyone watching this from the giantest sneeze ever. Did you hear that breathe in? It was coming. I was like, oh, mute it quick. This is going to be a big one, man. Oh, man, it was. Woo.
You just sneeze and all those zerglings on the screen get blown away.
Yeah.
So, is he going to try to edge out on the map? A lot of lings are just hitting out here. And we're kind of waiting for the next movement. It's going to be that standard. By the way, a question for you, Artosis. Why does he slowly put drones in the extractor here?
In the natural?
We've had a couple games where he has an extract. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't know. He just, it's balancing that he does. I don't know what his exact balancing is.
It's some math thing that he knows. Yeah, I just haven't seen that, and I thought maybe it was a fluke in one of the previous games, then it's happening again. The lings are going to come in here. The surround is so nasty.
Dude. Are you kidding me? He's like, well, if I make this amount of Marines and he leaves a fire bat in the wall, I just kill his army. Okay, Sulky,
Yeah,
pretty
he's like,
sick.
I need exactly 10 lings to kill this.
But yeah, I don't even... It's like I watch him play, and it's just, well... I mean, he's showing other Zergs what you need to do, but it's pretty unreasonable to ask them to do it. You know what I mean?
What it is. This is what's so funny is I watch this and I kind of go, oh, well, that's how you stop that. I guess that answers that question. We don't have to speculate anymore about that part of the game.
Yeah, just play like Flash. Just
Look at
play
this.
like
He's gonna
Sulky.
perfectly just come from two sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just play like Maru. Just play like Cyril. It's that
It's like
that perfect amount of everything that it's almost frustrating to watch. It's like, oh, all right, well, can Terra not do anything versus that? They probably can, but we don't have an answer quite yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's playing so counter to what top world-class Terrans do and just sort of shutting it down that it's crazy.
I tell you, unbelievable watching this. And look at this. He's going to slip the
my
wings up. He's like,
God,
oh, I
he's
can
run
jump on this
through.
turret now with 3 mutas
He's
left.
like, well, you won't have 4 Marines in that bunker at this phase of the game. You're going to try to cut corners, so I'll run my
Oh
lings
my
in here and kill
God.
your turret. Like, oh my God.
Look at this. Like, even his aggressive plays are better than everyone's. He's just so strong. It's so silly to watch.
It's like we thought this was going to be like a close game, and it's like this is actually a cow inside of a slaughterhouse. It's like, well, who wins, the guy with the stun gun or the cow? And we're like, well, listen, the cow has a timing attack. Oh, there it is. It's done.
He used the
I
bolt
guess
gun on
you're
the
right.
turret, and
The
that was
stun
it.
gun, the bolt gun on and the forehead is a good counter to the cow walking in a straight line. Okay. Good game.
Dude, Rush right now is looking at this. He's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is so
He's like, well,
embarrassing.
thank God.
I'm one of the best
Thank God they
Terrans
made
in
us
the
do best
world.
of sevens for the round of 8. Maybe
Yeah.
he'll come back, man.
Yeah, yeah.
It's feeling hopeless for Rush.
And he has to go to Death Valley
This is-
now, which is... I just have no idea how you would ever beat a Zerg on Death Valley.
I feel like some of these maps where the Zerg can manipulate the terrain, like you can on Death Valley, are going to be so strong versus Terran. And maybe I'm wrong, but I would like to see how I am. Actually, I want to see me be wrong about that.
Yeah.
But it's hard to imagine how you can play that and come out ahead.
I have no idea. I have no idea. I think that you actually have to do some sort of like mechish build. Like, for instance, Lights, Valkyrie into mech type thing, like something like that maybe. It's just, if Sulky overpools and expands and then goes into a third base behind by jumping a drone, what are your options? Because now he has 3 gas and only 1 path you can attack up, and he keeps tabs on what you're doing with Mutalisks. What are your options there? I just don't know. 2-port Wraith. There you go. That's it. 2-port Wraith.
Actually, yeah, maybe 2-port Wraith with some kind of sneaky expand behind it, kind
Yeah.
of a naked Expo.
Yeah.
You know, with like a bunker and 2 or 3 Marines inside, maybe something like that. I don't know, man. It's hard to say. But let's get into it, man. Now or never. Can Rush start to turn this ship around, or is Sulky going to go straight into that final spot in the round of 4? Let's find out.
No control. We are fire in the
Okay. Sulky in the top left and Rush in the bottom right. We're going to get that final plugin for the Patreon. Guys, consider signing up. You can sign up for Patreon on your phone. You can just hop on the website, make an account. But it is the best way to support us in our endeavor to keep the history of StarCraft 1 alive and in English.
Yeah, and you know, you want to keep watching Sulky win every game one-sidedly, right? So sign up on the Patreon, guys. We thank you so very much for that support. And yeah.
You know, the truth is, you know, with how long Sulky's dominating, like this would be eons in any game that was like brand new. People would almost be like, "This isn't interesting," and it's like, "Oh, but this game's never going to go away."
Yeah.
Because you know, we've had so many eras and different styles of play. You know, it's lived through, you know, the last 25 years of your life. StarCraft 1's been powering through it with you. You know, all all the real world events, all the advances in technology. They were just doing that segment here on the break where they were, having the player talk to the AI about their own play. Yeah, it's going to be here, long after that. So, yeah, stick with us, guys. Go to that Patreon. And in this game, so far, we've got some drone SCV harass. The drone actually has one more range than the SCV and can moving shot it. So I think Rush barely, oh my God, barely saves that SCV. That's huge.
He should steal the gas.
Yeah, I think so. Actually, Artosis, I think he should literally do that.
It looks like Rush has already decided he's going Command Center first here. That's actually a pretty good call, I think. I cannot fault that as an idea. And Sulky, of course, he sent an early scout knowing that it had to be something weird here. Oh my God, he's trying to jump over to block it now. Are we joking here? Are you kidding me? He catches a ride on the SCVs, and now he's going to outmicro this SCV. So are you fucking kidding me? What?
This is
dude.
Insane.
Tell me how it's fair that a single drone dismantles the best Terran. What are we talking about? What is this? He comes down, he scouts everything you're doing, and now he's going to triple expand with no spawning pool. He's completely dismantled him with a drone. With a drone. The weakest unit in the whole game, the drone.
I got to say, it's tough to watch.
God.
But I do think, for all of the probably justifiable ideas and theories that Rush is, trying to play with here and basically be greedy, Sulky is once again playing the perfect, it's like the right symphony of moves, all the correct ideas to make this so hard for Rush to pull off.
I think I'm going to adjust what it takes to beat Sulky now, Tasteless. I think we need to get a Terran player that's completely insane. Someone that nothing they do... that we need an SOS of Terran, basically.
We need Royal back, man. We need him doing a bunch of weird builds where Sulky doesn't get to take the wheel and drive the game into whatever direction he wants,
Yeah, definitely agreed. Well, Sulky now is going to have 3 bases. He's still going to block this a little bit, because why not?
Yeah, why not? It can't land until, the game will let you. And I don't think there's going to be a lot that Terran can do right away to try to punish this. At the same time, I don't... Well, I guess Zerg could just go for Mass Ling, right? You could hit either side.
Yeah. You could try something like that.
But I guess you don't have to.
Yeah, I think here as Rush, you might just want to do something like Mass Goliath. Like, I can't really think of what else you would do, because, like, a Valkyrie build is so technical, and he's already going to be on 3 base. That doesn't sound right. I feel like I would just go Mass Goliath, and try to catch him on the wrong amount of defense.
Now, here's a question. I feel like there was like a couple seasons we had a lot of mech games.
Yeah.
And then we started to see less and less. And when I say mech, I'm not really counting these games where they go like bio and then go mech after that. I feel like that's almost its own category of play. But like the Goliath build, stuff like that, it seems like it's almost gone away.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah, it has mostly gone away. The way I like to try to explain this is there's not a lot of variables with mech. Okay, so it's not just the Queen thing, but mech is somewhat predictable. If you look at Marine Medic Science Vessel and the amount of moving parts you have, the cleanness of the micro, the hitting of the irradiate, the drop ships everywhere, the different sized groups of bio in different locations, right? The high damage output of stim and all that. This isn't that big a deal. He has vultures, so it's not. Oh, and he scouts that it's 2 factory vulture. Of course he does. But yeah, if you put all that together, right, it creates volatility. Like, there's a lot of opportunities for different things to occur when it's a bio-based play. Whereas when it's mech, it's like, okay, well, yeah, you could make these vultures here, and then you make Goliaths at a very predictable interval, and you don't have the gas really to go into vessels. And it's just like, it all gets mapped out very quickly. So for a little bit, it'll be strong, and then people kind of get used to it, and there's not a lot of variation you can add with the mech build.
That's
Does
a
that
good
make
point.
sense?
It's a very slow moving. Well, we're gonna have this. Let's talk about this for a second. So the vulture run by is a kind of cheesy variation of the mech opening, intended to blindside the Zerg, and this one it does not appear is going to work. This gives you kind of a delayed start, especially if you don't kill any drones because you just bought vultures that don't really do anything. But yeah, to what you were saying earlier, Artosis, I think it's a good point. It's sort of a slow moving, inherently kind of uncomplicated thing when you've mastered and figured out how it works.
It's very simple.
Like, I think it has its sharper timings.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like when Zerg looks at it, it's like, oh, they're going to attack at this time. They'll have these upgrades. Goliaths, by the way, aren't fast. Most of mech isn't. It's kind of a slow-moving thing. So yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. Maybe it makes sense in another way. Let's say he didn't do the vulture, harass, the kind of risky, like high-risk, high-reward play. Then maybe it would be a little bit more difficult to deal with movement-wise on a map that's this big. God, he's just destroying these vultures. This is really a series where I feel like each game is getting worse than the one before.
Totally.
Like, by the end of this, Sulky's going to walk out of here wearing Rush's face.
Yeah. My God.
It's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's like, oh, well, he really got him.
Oh. This is super cute. What a little patootie, man.
Wow, it's going to be mech into bio.
Yeah.
What?
So this is a pretty novel idea.
This is so... I don't think we've ever really seen this before.
It's very rare.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. About 5 years ago, Barracks was toying with a version of this, and it never really caught on. He won like a couple qualifier games with it, and that was about it. Flash tried something similar to this one time, and I believe he lost that game in ASL. So anyways, it's 2 Factory Goliath, and he's going into bio behind it. The reason why it's 2 Factory Goliath here is because he wanted to open with the Vultures, which actually ended up not really doing very much, unfortunately. Normally, this build is 1 Factory Goliath. And the thing is, you hide your Academy and your eBay in the corner of your base. You can see his eBay is in that bottom corner. Unfortunately, I think the Mutas have already seen the Barracks in there. So, like, this is just going to turn into, like, a timing attack where the Mutas are pretty worthless. Like, a bunch of Marines medics with Stim, and then Goliaths. And you can't really micro against that as Zerg. You just have to have something that kills it.
I do appreciate this idea. We were being really dismissive when the Vultures came out and didn't do anything because it's like, well, now you have a slow start with the Goliaths. Now, the problem is that Zerg just comes in here and sees this. I think, a not top 10 Zerg in the world who wasn't able to come in and identify this. By the way, I think it would have helped if the barracks were put a little bit further back.
Yes.
I think it would have helped if the factories were kind of up where the barracks are and the barracks are tucked a little bit further away. Because what's happening now is you're just tacking in a weird pattern, and Zerg's already ahead anyways, right? Zerg's been drinking up resources at the 3rd base since the game started, and has a 4th base. So now you have, like, Goliath with really late Marines and medics. So I still think this is a tough one to pull off. A lot of counterattack potential here from the Zerg, by the way. But let's see. Let's see what happens. I mean, it's not every day you get to practice versus this. By the way, anytime I see Bro versus any mech opening, I think the Zerg knows what he's doing.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just like such a obviously good move. It's like people that go for really fast Reaver versus Zerg.
Yeah.
Just get Burrow. It's so hard to deal with. And now the Zerg's going to just fly right into the main. He is happy to just take fights in the main and then play keep away. Play hide the ball, run right back out, and keep developing back at home.
Slow him down.
By the way, Sulky leaning into that mass mute attack, not too afraid of the bio just yet, and that might even just work. I think he's probably got muta armor. Sometimes to beat mech, and it almost... Yeah, exactly. Okay, so sometimes to beat mech, it sounds like the worst thing you could do against it, because it's all Goliaths, but sometimes you can just go muta, and somehow this works out. Like, the mutas just get high enough in number that the Goliaths can't quite deal with it.
That's very true, actually. Like, a lot of Goliath timings get stopped by just pure Mutalisk production. Here he's adding Sunkens, because you will need that, because the Marines just combo with Goliaths so well as anti-mute attack. So all Sulky really needs to do is keep adding Sunkens, keep slowly teching up, and just bring all of his units together and attack when the Sunkens are hit. And Rush should not be able to break out. And he's already taken a 4th base in top right. He's already shut down any mech units from going to top right. Oh, this is
Oh
definitely a
God,
mistake.
he's not watching his army.
Yeah, that was a bit of a blunder there. Oh, lurkers are in now too. But there's a lot
he's
of
not getting
tanks.
in there.
Dude, he has 3-4 tanks right now. Not too bad. Oh God, they're starting to Defiler Mound. Oh, as soon as every
Then he
time
goes back.
they
oh,
show
he's
me
got a vessel. He's got a radiate. Oh, but hold on, he's got Scourge. He
yeah,
can't do that.
the best type of commentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, like every time I start to get hope from what I see in Rush's base, they go over to Sulky's. They're like, but he already has the counter. It's like, good try, Rush.
So this push is going to come, and I think it's going to be exactly too late. You know, I do feel like Terran is very unique in that they can kind of make these weird transitions that almost seem like you're, morphing into a different matchup. Going, in this case, Mech into Bio, which is by far the rarest. I love that. Just snipe the gas and run away. Since everything here costs gas besides Marines, why not?
Sure.
But the reason why... Oh my God.
Tank bug.
The
Tank
reason
bug.
why this isn't that common is that, it takes a lot of time to switch tech. And so the Zerg's just like, yeah, I got it. Here are my lurkers. And this is probably going to be a painful game from here on out for Rush because, this is so losing right now. It's 4 base Zerg. By the way, the base at the top right can't even be pushed. It's an island.
Pretty close. Like, he can still put Marine Medic out there, but he doesn't have great upgrades on anything. He doesn't have great anything. He has like this random mixture of units. It's just...
He's got a BGH comp over here. He's got all cylinders firing, just making Terran stuff.
He's got kind of what they thought the matchup would look like when they programmed the game.
Yeah, they were like, well, you'll need a few of these and a few of those.
You might want to add a couple races
and from
into
here,
this.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to have one Valkyrie here as well. And he's just going to try to drive this back. And it's going to be the Zerg's turn pretty soon here to try to move forward and start to dominate their position. The Ultralisk Cavern is up, and he's got a lot of gas bank. For gas, you can make a lot of Ultras. And this is where it's hard to do this sort of... what? He's going to go back at a full mech now? Okay.
That actually, I think it's his best chance. You're not going to get anything done with Bio.
Sure.
The Defilers are already out, and he's actually going... Ultralisk tech to punish the slow upgrades on the Marines. So actually the switch into mech, I think, is the best thing he can do here of all the bad options that he has. Dude, Sulky is actually making me depressed right now as I watch. I'm like, yeah, this matchup isn't winnable. Has nothing to do with the games that I'm playing or anyone else is playing.
I'm just like, oh man, there's nothing you can do to stop this. I guess no matter how good I get, I'll eventually run into this and then I'll have to kill myself. It's just too hard, man.
Well, it's true for you and I, but maybe not for Rush long term.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what Rush can do with this. I do like the spider mines. I think this is a smart move. Try to, just get them stuck, staying back. And if they overextend, the mines are going to do a ton of damage. Rush is getting his own double expo up. And look, on the bright side, the Terran is in a more dominant position map-wise. It has access to more bases that are of high value. The Zerg pretty much can't expand anywhere right now with ease. Everything is in thrashing distance of Rush. But Sulky is going to fly right back into the main here, and I don't know how much is actually here to defend.
Yeah, he's about to send a bunch of Lings up. What a smart move. And
oh my gosh.
Man, Rush's army is so out of position. He's going to bring it up. I don't think this will technically kill him, but... Well, that is a lot of Zerglings coming up, and they have the Adrenal upgrade.
Yeah, they're independently pretty strong. Taking out the armory here as well. That upgrade's going to be denied.
Okay, never mind.
Terran's stuck on 1-1. By the way, Adrenalings are so good versus mech if there's no vultures there.
Yeah, he's got...
Adrenalings are just actually so strong. I don't feel like that we get to highlight this very often, but look at how quickly this base is just going to die.
Yeah, the game is over.
And he's got
point.
Dark Swarm.
Oh man.
Yeah, well, there's no infrastructure for Terran.
This series reminds me.
How?
This series reminds me. I feel bad for Rush because you remember when Flash 3-0'd him with random and killed him with every race, and they were all one-sided games. This feels just like that, where all you can do is. It's like the player he's against is great, but you feel bad for the guy that it's happening to.
Yeah, it's like this guy's also poured his whole life into this game. And it's brutal, man.
It's just so one-sided. This was such a domination by Sulky. I can't believe it. We get like 2 amazing matches and 2 complete domination matches in the round of 8. Very strange.
GG. Well, no one is leaving here unsure of who the best player is. That much is for sure. Sulky just smashed Rush. Rush had one game where the build order worked out perfectly. Again, second time we've seen that build cause an upset here in ASL. Will we have that a third time? Maybe next season? I don't know. But Sulky's reign of terror has not stopped. I think he's going to face off against his greatest opponent, Snow, which is going to make for just an incredible round of 4.
That's going to be amazing.
This is maybe one of the hypest top 4 we've ever had.
It is. It is. The 2 matches are unbelievable. It's like dream matches. Just the best of 7s you can come up with. Snow might be the best chance that we have to beat Sulky. Definitely left in this tournament, I would say. And best first light, dude, they've played a trillion times against each other. Every time they play, it's a barn burner. And it's going to be a best of 7. 2 best macro players. Yeah, let's go. My God, it's so good.
I like how you said, there's something unnatural about you saying barn burner. You were like, it's a barn burner. Cracks me up.
Tasteless, I live in a farming community now, okay? I have to talk different. That's just the way it is.
I actually burn lots of barns. I do. The barns are on fire, guys. Dude, it seriously, though, it was a barn burner. And this is like actually just this counterattack. You ever see something in like a really technical game and you're like, oh, of course, that's what happens. You know?
Yeah.
Like in my head, I'm like, well, how's he going to push this away and attack here? It's like, oh no, this is Death Valley. You can just send cracklings across the map. You can actually sack all your mutas too, just to break that open. And in case anybody's confused as to why the game didn't go on longer, Terran can't make anything. There's no buildings. The whole main is the only place you can build stuff in. It was down to something like 2 factories before the game ended.
And by the way, I'm really glad to learn that a Defiler fits through the one geyser opening, but a Vulture does not. I have nothing but pleasure finding that out.
No, that seems. Yeah, that's right. I guess the Defiler does somehow wiggle through there. And also, it's funny that Sulky knew that. He's like, well, time to send one Defiler over here.
Yep. All right, interview now with Sulky.
And that does it for the last round of 8 match of ASL Season 19, done in partnership with Hot 6. As the last semi-finalist of the season reveals himself, let's meet our Zerg Sulky. Congratulations. Thank you. You're in the midst.
Hello.
YOLO. Oh my God. Bexley
How are
James. Bored. Why I'm on this shit. Can't figure out what class I want to play. That's one of the raptors we need to kill.
It's too far away.
Might be wasting my time doing this.
That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
Fine, and you?
Oh, go. Ooh.
Where are you play from?
Your mom's basement. Shit, I can't fight that.
Nice PA.
I need to get closer. I can't cast that yet.
What game do you play other than?
Mom.
That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready. I'm out of range.
Protection upgrade. Oh, we don't need that.
It's too far away. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging.
All right, old bubble.
That spell isn't ready yet. I can't do that yet.
I can't take on 3, so. Ample, right? All right, good. Oh, perfect. We don't need to continue.
Not ready yet. I'm out of range. It's too far away. I don't have a target.
No. Ugh.
Oh, do I have a deal for you?
Hurry back!
I can't cast that yet.
Time is great. You got them. Now I just need to ground them down and mix them with some wine, and...
Yeah, what do you want?